I find it insane that he wound up in LA. I didn't think he was ever going to wind up with the Dodgers. I didn't think he wanted to play there. But now that he's going to wind up there, their rotation is crazy, crazy good.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I am one of your hosts, Stacey Gotsoulias. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. With me, as usual, my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thankful to all of our Locked On Yankees loyal listeners.
Yes, before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to Locked On Yankees on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified when our videos go live. Coming up on today's show, we're talking about Thanksgiving food because everyone does it. I know it's cliche, but what else is there to talk about on Thanksgiving? There's nothing really happening. In segment 2, we're going to talk about what we're thankful for, whether it's Yankees related, baseball related, life related. We're just going to get into it. But first, let's pull back the curtain. So I had just finished editing the show, and I was getting it ready to go up on YouTube. And the Blake Snell signing news happened. And I thought to myself, cool. We talked about him on the show as a possibility. How embarrassing. So I had to put in the chat that, yeah, we recorded that before the Blake Snell to the Dodgers thing happened. Wow, that's so shocking that someone went to the Dodgers.
Yeah, crazy how he winds up going there. Their rotation, and I use this adjective very strongly, their rotation has officially entered stupid mode.
Because they have like 9 starters right now.
It's insane how good their rotation is. Signing him almost felt like overkill.
Yeah.
But guys get hurt. I think they learned that lesson this year with Tyler Glasnow, and they wound up winning the World Series with Glasnow getting hurt, which is just incredible to even think about.
And it wasn't even just him. There were like 3. They didn't have Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah. Gonsolin was out. Kershaw was out. They had injuries across the whole board, and Walker Buehler was out most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they still wound up winning the World Series. The rich get richer. They deferred a lot of Blake Snell's contract, which is crazy to think about. But, to everybody's dismay, people got to realize when you defer the money of the contract, it doesn't necessarily mean that the money doesn't count towards luxury tax. Mm-hmm. That's not how that works. Because everyone, I think, thought when Ohtani's money got deferred, everyone assumed that it wasn't counting towards the luxury tax, that it was just money that, now Ohtani's luxury tax number was $2 million. Not accurate. Ohtani counts about $47 million towards the luxury tax for them. Blake Snell's going to count about $28 million towards the luxury tax, which is a huge number for another starting pitcher. That's what they're going to carry him on. I find it insane that he wound up in LA. I didn't think he was ever going to wind up with the Dodgers. I didn't think he wanted to play there. But now that he's going to wind up there, their rotation is crazy, crazy good.
Well, I'm not that shocked because I know that he probably I think I read something that said he would prefer to stay West Coast, which was why he was with the Giants. He's been with the Padres. So why not do a trifecta?
I didn't think he wanted a big market. It just seemed like the way his career has gone, he was with Tampa for a while. That was his whole career pretty much. Then he was with the Giants. It just didn't feel like he wanted to go major market.
Yeah.
But he winds up signing with the Dodgers. I don't know if he was ever a major play for the Yankees. I think the Yankees, the way they always felt about Blake Snell, at least it felt this way to me, was they were going to take Blake Snell at the number that they felt comfortable taking him at. And if they never got him at that number, the Yankees were never going to sign him. So, and I think their number was probably far less than Blake Snell ever wanted. So he wasn't, I don't think he was ever really a realistic option for the Yankees. So I don't think it changes much for them off season wise. It just winds up being, when you see the notification across your phone, you open up your phone and you go, really? I thought, I honestly, when I kind of went downstairs and watched TV and kind of like fell into one of those like phasey fog sleeps. And I woke up and looked at my phone, and when I read Los Angeles, I honestly thought it was going to be the Angels. Just made more sense to me. Pick up a pitcher. They never sign pitchers and all that. him going to the Dodgers just felt so weird. Really wasn't expecting the first move of the offseason to come out of the Dodgers. But here we are. Crazy just to see them go out and sign somebody before the Yankees even did.
Yeah. And I know the Yankees met with him on Zoom, people were talking about. And I mean, I don't know.
They did their due diligence. That's fine.
Yeah. Number one priority for the Yankees is Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I can't find it. That's why I was looking at my phone. I saw a headline earlier. Oh, I may have put it on Blue Sky. Hold on, I'll look for it. But it was a headline that really annoyed me because it basically was like about the Yankees being, what was it? I'll find it. You talk while I try to find this because here it is. Yankees whiff on top free agent target. Where can they pivot? I'm like, did they really whiff? Were they really trying for Blake Snell? What? I don't see.
That's a bold that's a bold headline grabby kind of
I spoke about this the other day on my solo show. There are too many of these headlines now, and they're being written by formerly well-known publications that have now become like aggregate publications where they just take from other places, kind of write more words with the stuff from other places and turn it into their own blog posts with these really clickbaity titles. And when I saw that, it actually angered me. Like I was actually angered when I saw that this morning.
It's poor journalism. It's poor journalism. It's lazy journalism. It's not what the industry is supposed to be. It's frustrating, I think, for all of us, especially if you work in this industry, because again, that's one of those things you see it all the time with the Juan Soto stuff. It's not even just with Yankee stuff.
Oh yeah,
a lot of it's with the Juan Soto stuff too, where they'll put out some ridiculous posts saying, you know how many posts I've seen where Juan Soto inching closer to Mets deal. Juan Soto agrees to Mets deal. Juan Soto agrees to Red Sox deal. It's just to get people to click on it.
Right.
It really is. And it's Juan Soto agreeing to any deal but a Yankee deal because they want Yankee fans to be aggravated and click on it. You really do see the clickbaity titles this time of year. It is, frustrating.
But I feel like it's gotten worse. And especially with the way Google's search function is now, it's not as good as it used to be. And they put a lot of nonsense up at the top. You also, when you Google something like how to make something, a lot of it is AI generated now, where some of the answers aren't even right. And everything is just like, you really have to be careful. I spoke about this the other day. Like I said, you have to be careful and you have to really practice a lot of media literacy, and you have to make sure that you don't fall for certain things because it's gotten so much worse. And it's so weird because you would think that it would have been worse like 15, 20 years ago when blogs were really starting to come to the forefront and becoming more of a source for people to read baseball news. And it seems like it's worse now than it's ever been.
Yeah, no, it's becoming, and it's honestly less trustworthy too. You've seen it over the last couple of years too. The amount of reputable reporters that have gotten information wrong. I mean, I'll go to John Heyman with the arson judge thing. I know it's funny and we all laugh at it, but what we all forget in the arson judge thing is that was an infactual report. That was a wrong report. Like, we all laugh at the spelling error, and that's fine. We all forget is the report was that he was signing with the Giants.
That was a scary 7 minutes. That was a really scary 7 minutes.
But that seriously, happened. I mean, what you forget is that report was wrong. We all laugh at the joke, and we forget that he reported something that was factually incorrect. And no matter where he got the information from, whether he got it from a source within the Giants or he got it from a faulty source around Major League Baseball, no one's ever going to know, and he's never going to give that source up. But that's a problem because he's one of the more reputable reporters. John Heyman's one of those guys that when he tweets out baseball news, people listen, people follow it. And everybody pretty much for all intents and purposes thought that Aaron Judge had signed with the Giants and it was over. And it apparently wasn't even that close yet. So, you gotta be careful nowadays because even, regular reporters get duped all the time. It really is sad. And there's only a select few guys in all sports that, don't get duped, that you can really fully trust when they put something out there.
Well, I remember that day because I was looking at my Apple Watch and my heart rate spiked for those 7 minutes because I was like, oh my God. And I was like checking everything and making sure. And then when the correction came out, I was like, Oh, okay. Thank goodness, because that would have been an absolute disaster. So thank God that didn't happen. Although I keep telling everyone, I knew he wasn't going anywhere when I saw him in a live Peloton class. I'm like, his wife's not going to want to leave New York. They don't have a Peloton studio in San Francisco. So no.
I think I kind of was skeptical too when I saw that report come across my phone. I was like, really? Going to the Giants? Really? Yeah. And it wound up being not true anyway. So
Yeah. So Blake Snell to the Dodgers, that's the first like huge move
yeah, first
of
big
the
splash.
offseason. Like other moves have happened, but that's, I mean, the World Series champions get more pitching and, other guys are going to be coming back from injury. So it'll be
I'll tell
interesting
you
to
this.
see what happens with the
I'll tell
rotation.
you this. They prove constantly exactly what you should all want your team to be.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, like say we don't want the Dodgers, and is it annoying that they went out and got another player? Absolutely. But let's be real for a second. They just won the World Series a month ago and then went out and got arguably the best free agent pitcher available. Now, I don't think he is, but for all intents and purposes, right now, they went out there and got one of the top arms available after winning the World Series. I think every team should want their team to be that way. They
Yep.
should.
Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. The link is in the description. You'll get texts from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings. We send out lineups during the season, roster moves, breaking news, so you don't have to check social media. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up next, what are we thankful for?
Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more, all on the same page where you place all of your bets. And you got Thanksgiving coming up. This episode's going to be live the morning of Thanksgiving. So if you're sitting back, listening to this in the morning, getting ready for the games, you can use FanDuel to get your live bets in. Watching games all day, sitting on the couch, belly out, belt buckle undone, winding down for the night, and you get ready to bet that night game. Well, you can bet that night game on FanDuel live, before the game, mid-game, mid-drive, anything you want. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's all available on FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel. It's the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thanks again for making Locked On Yankees your first listen. Remember that every Friday is Fan Mail Friday. You can leave questions underneath the pinned comment on our videos Monday through Thursday, or you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club and get top priority during Fan Mail Friday. The link is in our description. So, Stacey, we're back, and I feel like because this is a Thanksgiving-themed episode, we should talk about things that we are thankful for. I have a little bit more of a goofy spin on mine because I'm thankful for a lot of things, but let's get down to the real nitty-gritty of what we're thankful for, because that's really what people care about, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah, the real nitty-gritty stuff. So,
Yeah.
first of all, what I'm thankful for, and I think this needs to be mentioned for sure, is the Yankees actually trying to win. Let's be real for a second. The Yankees are a team that every single year we can count on being competitive, being in the playoff race, and putting their best foot forward, I guess we could say, right? The Yankees every single year are trying to win. They are making the postseason. They are spending money on their team. Now, are they doing it in the way that we want them to? Not necessarily. But let's be thankful they're not the Cincinnati Reds. Let's be thankful they're not the Chicago White Sox. Let's be thankful they're not the Miami Marlins. We do have a little bit to be thankful when it comes to that. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. I don't know how
Um,
fans of those teams.
Do it.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, how do they get excited? Like, I understand when you're a fan of a team that makes the playoffs, like, if it's not every year, it's, 5 out of 6 years, and then maybe there's a break, but then you have another streak of 8 years in a row. I don't understand fans of teams who know before the season starting that there's
It's
no
over.
shot in hell that their team is making the play. How do you? I don't know. We need to talk to some fans of teams like that because I don't understand how you get fired up for it. I really don't.
It's brutal. It's I don't get it either. It doesn't. At least New York sports has that, right? All the teams are trying relatively. They might not all win, but I don't know. You can make that that stink face all you want. The teams do try in New York. They do try to win.
Are the Giants really trying?
It doesn't mean that they are winning. They can try and still not. The Jets tried this year.
They did.
They're not very good at trying, but they did try.
Yes.
There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I'll be thankful for the Yankees not being a dumpster fire every single year. They make my season tickets feel worth it.
You're right.
They are worth it. Yeah. I want to be thankful for other sports though, most importantly, because dear God, when baseball ends in October or early November, it becomes dull. It really does. And if you're one of those people who is just a baseball fan, what do you do? Right. I'm genuinely curious because my life is consumed by sports. Sports is my whole life. I come home, the Ranger games on, the Knicks games on, the football games on, everything imaginable is on, and it's all sports. I often complain that I don't get to watch enough movies or TV shows. I can't possibly catch up on them because it's all sports 24/7. There's always something on. I'm thankful for other sports. I'm thankful for the New York Rangers. I'm thankful for football as a total because I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't. I don't know if there's enough TV. I do hate the fact that when I'm at work and my coworkers are like, "Oh, did you see this show? Did you see this show?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't because I don't watch anything other than sports." But I don't know what people do otherwise. I guess they do watch other TV, but all I want to watch is sports. And I'm thankful that there are other sports on because without baseball, geez.
Well, I think that's what baseball fans do because they're so into baseball for, 6 to 7 months a year, depending on how well your team does. And if you count spring training, that it's a really long time that you're invested in your team. And you do miss watching regular TV shows. So a lot of people I know binge watch, they catch up on things that they didn't get to watch during baseball season.
They catch up on it, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this for me, when it's not big sports game season, becomes concert season for me. I love going to concerts. It's my other big passion. And I'm thankful for concerts. There is nothing like a live music experience. There really isn't. So, there's a funny quote that I saw recently that really, hits it home for me. Whereas when you spend a lot of money on a playoff ticket or a sports event ticket or to a big game, right? There is a chance that you leave upset. I left the World Series game this year upset and spent a lot of money on a ticket. So, there's always a chance with sports that you're going to leave upset. You're never going to really leave a concert upset. Your team can't lose when you leave a concert. Now, you're always going to hear the songs that you want to hear, and I guess the band could stink inevitably. But overall, you're not leaving most concerts upset. Whereas sporting events, there is their potential always. So I think I'm going to choose to be thankful for concerts. That's another one that I want to choose. Mm-hmm. Another one I want to put down is football. I am thankful for football. I'm thankful for the Super Bowl. I'm thankful for every Sunday, the religious experience that it is for me, watching football every single Sunday, of course. I want to be thankful for the chicken bucket at Yankee Stadium because it is the best value in all of sports. $20 for a 2-liter soda and a chicken bucket. Really, there's nothing better than that. It's filled with fries, chicken. It's amazingly tasting. It is the best deal you could possibly get at a Yankee game. So I'm thankful for that. I'm also thankful for more football. You can't get enough of it. It's the best thing ever this time of year. Can't get enough of it at all. And then I'll say the obligatory, I am thankful for my family, my friends, everyone that means something to me, the radio show, but also, most importantly, football.
Yeah. I am thankful to our subscribers and listeners because we wouldn't be doing this without you, or we would be, and we wouldn't be doing it to, not a lot of people will be listening to us without you. We are closing in on 7,900 subscribers on YouTube, which is incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, while we're here, I would like to hit 8,000 by the end of the year.
Let's go, guys. Come on, step it up.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. And if we could reach 10,000 by opening day, that's another realistic, I think, goal. So, but honestly, I'm thankful for everyone. I've been doing this for 6 years, did it for a while by myself. I've had some people with me. I prefer to have people with me because it's easier to do a show with another person on the show because my goodness, when you're by yourself for 30 minutes and you found that out, it's it's not as easy to do, especially in the off season. At least when there are games to talk about, you can
Mhm.
split things up. But when there's nothing going on, it is hard to come up with stuff. But I want to thank you all. You're all great. I'm thankful for my family, my cats, because they keep me company when I'm home. I'm thankful for my friends on social media, because I don't really leave the house that much. People know that about me. I'm a hermit. I don't really go anywhere. And I I made friends on Twitter 15 years ago, and I'm still friends with those people. And
Impressive.
yeah, and I met a bunch of them. Like Yankees Twitter was amazing, especially in 2009 because obviously it was a great season. But I met a bunch of people at games. We'd go to games together. We'd go to bars in the city, watch games when we were off from work. Like it was, yeah. So I'm thankful for those people. And I'm thankful for you for coming on and doing this with me this
Oh,
season.
I love it. You don't gotta thank me. I'm getting paid to be here too, Stace. No, I am thankful for the subscribers. I'm thankful for you as well. This show has been unbelievably incredible. And pull the curtain back, one of the toughest years of my entire life. So the show has been a pretty big godsend for me to be there every day. They say baseball. A lot of weirdly enough, a lot of old people really love baseball. I know it's America's pastime, all that kind of stuff, but there is not. I wasn't referring to you. I meant older than you. But but I think what old people love about baseball is it's like a friend that's there every single night.
Mhm.
It's always there. You become familiar with the announcers and the players that are there every night, and you get very involved in it. And it's not like basketball or hockey where it's every couple of nights. It's every single night for the most part. And I think that's what people enjoy the most about baseball. And that show has become that for us. It's there every single night. It's a appointment based. It's every single day. And that is some stability and consistency in your life that everybody kind of needs. So, for as thankful we are about baseball, I'm also thankful to be a part of the show and, can't wait for next season.
Yeah. Coming up next, let's discuss Thanksgiving food because it's that time of year. Okay, Thanksgiving. Some people don't like turkey, which is understandable because it can be bland, and if you cook it not great, it doesn't taste like, you gotta cover with gravy and, it's kind of like an iffy dish, and if you do it wrong, it could be really wrong. With that said, we usually do turkey,
Mhm.
um, but we don't do a full turkey because there's only 4 of us, so we do like a big breast of turkey. We don't do like a whole thing because it's too much. We'd have leftovers for like 3 weeks if we did a full turkey. Um, I will say I miss the Thanksgivings of my childhood mainly because, there were, let's see, probably about 25 people piled into my grandparents' apartment in Manhattan,
Oh, geez.
and it was traditional for the men to strip down to their undershirts and the ladies to put on my grandmother's house coats because it got too hot in the apartment with the steam heat, and with the 25 people in the apartment, it was literally unbearable to be in there. Um, but I mean, obviously, I miss all the people because a lot of them are not here anymore. I miss the loudness of it, of my Irish Italian side, because that's who we'd be with on
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving. All the different food. My mom would make lasagna up here and then bring it down to the city. So we had lasagna along with the turkey and the regular mashed potatoes, the green beans and corn and all that stuff. But a couple of Thanksgivings ago, I decided to make something because I got into cooking a few years ago. And it wasn't even the
Okay.
pandemic. It was like a year after the pandemic started, I decided to start cooking. And who knew I could? I didn't know, because I never did. When I was living on my own in the city, I'd order food because I didn't wanna
What's this?
clean.
What's this dish? I'm interested.
It's a Brussels gratin.
What is that?
So instead of potato gratin, so that's like you slice the potatoes and you have it, like, creamy, and then you, bake it with panko on top,
Mhm.
it's Brussels sprouts with the same
Far
stuff.
healthier.
It's so good, and you put Gruyere cheese on top, and then you put the panko, and you cook it in a casserole dish.
Okay.
It was one of the best things like my aunt, my mother, and my brother could not stop raving about how good it was. And they're like, you have to make this every Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I actually will say, and I love Thanksgiving as a premise of a holiday. I think the actual itself holiday, everything that I love, right? Family, football, food, it's great. I will say this though, and this gets said often, and it needs to be continuously said. There is a reason why nobody, and I mean nobody, eats turkey throughout the year ever, other than Thanksgiving.
Unless it's like deli turkey that you eat on a
Well, yeah,
sandwich.
that's different
Like
though.
cooking turkey, no one does it.
Yeah,
No.
nobody, bakes, broils, whatever you want to call a turkey throughout the entire year, only on Thanksgiving, proving the point that turkey is the most overrated food of all time.
Yeah.
It is. And I know we eat it on Thanksgiving and it's tradition, and that's all good and well. I have no problem with all that. But people have got to stop talking every Thanksgiving about how great the turkey and the food is. Turkey's awful. Turkey's not a good food. It's dry for the most part. I don't know if you ever had a fried turkey. That's the one that's kind of like usually a little more tasty. But overall, and this is not me complaining about the people in my family who cook the turkey at all. Love my aunt, my grandpa, grandma, everyone who's ever cooked the turkey before. Love it. My mother makes terrific. I've never had a problem with the turkey that anyone cooks. Inherently, turkey is a dry food. It is a dry meat. You need to mix it with some juice, some gravy, something's got to be on it to make it taste bearable. That is the sign of a bad food. I don't know why. I'll hold this as a gripe forever. Many people have problems with the Pilgrims. The only problem that I got the Pilgrims is the fact that they didn't have T-bone or porterhouse steaks on Thanksgiving instead of turkey. I don't know why we couldn't have done that. Because
I know people who serve steaks on Thanksgiving.
That's the thing now. People do
like
lasagna
turkey.
on Thanksgiving because they don't like turkey. I've heard that. It's an Italian thing. I don't understand why we obsess over the turkey thing when turkey is not good. And we have to stop. I love Thanksgiving. I love the premise of Thanksgiving. It's a top 5 holiday of the year behind the Super Bowl. I think it's great. You cannot sit here, though, and talk about how good the food is every year. When turkey, you don't eat it all year. You
it's
can't
really
tell
the sides. It's the sides
it's
that are
sides
good.
make it, right? And a funny example of that is we don't eat stuffing pretty much any other time of the year, but stuffing is tremendous.
We used to. My mom used to whenever she made chicken, she would make stuffing with the chicken when she was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, so I grew up on like stovetop stuffing all year round.
Stovetop does it right. They've gotten it right.
Yeah.
You never, ever, ever see someone making a turkey ever throughout the year. You can't even find them in supermarkets, a whole turkey. It's not even around throughout most of the year. So I just find it crazy that and that's everybody you talk to, Stacey, tells you how great, the turkey, we don't eat it throughout the entire year, but it's great. I also think one of the more overrated things on Thanksgiving is cranberry sauce.
I don't eat it.
I don't think it's very good at all. And yet everyone, and it's not that nobody ever has in their possession or anywhere near them throughout the entire year. But all of a sudden we need canned cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving. Pumpkin pie, I think, elite. Love pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie.
It's unfortunate it's not around throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
I think that's terrific. There are terrific parts of Thanksgiving. I just think overall the turkey is not one of the best parts. And I don't know why we obsess over it.
Can you I'm thinking of one of the best side dishes I've ever had in my life. And ironically enough, it was at my grandmother's nursing home. It was the Thanksgiving before, it was the Thanksgiving before she passed away. So it was 2012. And the cooks in the nursing home were from the islands. Some were from Jamaica, some were from other places in the Caribbean.
Jerk turkey?
No, it was cornbread stuffing.
Ooh, that does sound good, actually.
It was legit the best side I've ever had in my entire life. Like, even past that, my gratin is second to that cornbread stuffing. It was amazing. I had to have like thirds. I kept going. I'm like, can I have some more of that stuffing? Because it was amazing. And everyone was raving about it in the nursing home because they set up a special meal. It was actually the weekend before actual Thanksgiving. It was on that Sunday, I want to say. And it was in the cafeteria. And, you reserve tables for the families and the patients and the residents and everyone. And best thing I had on Thanksgiving.
I've realized over the years that I am way more of a picky eater than I ever thought I was. And I
was pickier when I was a kid. I've gotten better as I've gotten older.
I'm not overly picky. It's just the
And
things
you
that
have
I don't.
time because it took me a while. It took me till my 30s and 40s to not be as picky. So you
My,
have
my
time.
my problem is the things that I don't like are things that most people do like. Like I can't stand milk. I can't stand tomatoes.
I don't
Uh,
like milk. My brother doesn't like tomatoes. I get that. I don't
the
eat
one
eggs
thing the
either.
one thing I don't stand I don't normally like is mushrooms. I don't eat mushrooms with anything ever. Mushrooms sauces and regular mushrooms, no. My mom though makes such an incredible stuffed mushrooms around the
Me?
holidays
Okay,
that
stuffed
I will eat
mushrooms are
that.
completely different. Yeah, because my cousin's husband made amazing stuffed mushrooms, and those are the only ones I'll ever eat. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm the same way. I
That's
don't
the
eat
same
it.
way.
I don't
I'll eat
eat
my
them
mom's
otherwise.
stuffed mushrooms. That's one of the best side dishes that I have. But
Yeah,
regular mushrooms, you won't catch me dead eating.
no.
So that's not fun to me. Where does Thanksgiving rank on your holidays? Is it your top holiday? Is it towards the bottom? Where do you list it as?
My top holiday is Christmas. I just love Christmas. I like
Yeah,
everything
mine's
about it.
Super Bowl Sunday,
I like the
and
tree. Um, I want to say I think Thanksgiving is probably third. I mean,
I know what's second.
if we're gonna count Super Bowl, I guess Super Bowl is second. So Christmas, Super Bowl, Thanksgiving, Easter, I guess.
I'm
Uh,
going. I'm going. Super Bowl Sunday to me. You can't beat that. It's the best holiday of the year. I don't care what anyone says.
is
To
it really
me,
a holiday? Because if
it's
it
a
were, we
holiday.
should have everyone should have the day off the day after.
Everyone should. I don't know why
Yeah.
everyone doesn't. If
Yeah.
I was a dictator, that would be the first move that I'd make. Everyone gets off the day after.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl is to me at least the best day of the year. I absolutely love it. It's a religious holy experience for me. The Super Bowl Sunday. Um, I will say that is my favorite holiday. My second favorite holiday, believe it or not, and I don't group this as a one day thing. I group it as more of a seasonal kind of thing. Halloween. Love that time of year. Like that the 2 week stretch from October like 15th to November 1st, best 2 week stretch of the year. You're getting hockey starting, basketball starting, playoff baseball, football's in full swing. It is just a terrific time of year. So I love that time of year better than anything. My third best, I'm gonna go 4th of July. Only because the vibe think about the vibe at nighttime 4th of July. You're in the pool, it's nice outside, you're relaxed. To me, the 4th of July is a terrific holiday. I kind of put it tied with Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving falls fourth for me. All the things that I love are about Thanksgiving, but if it took place in the summertime, it'd be a little bit better of a holiday.
I haven't been in a pool since 2006.
So 2000, are you afraid of water?
No, I'm a really good swimmer.
So
I
why
got
have you
caught
not
in
been
a
in the pool?
riptide in the Atlantic Ocean in Myrtle Beach, and I was able to get myself out of it. That's how good of a swimmer I am.
So
I
why
grew up
have you
with a
not been in a pool?
I don't like how I look in a bathing suit.
That's not a good reason. You gotta you gotta
That's my
you gotta
reason. I
you
won't go
gotta
in a
go for it. You gotta go in the pool. I look terrible in a bathing suit. I love going in the pool.
no.
There's nothing like a cold beverage while you're in the pool. There is
I
nothing
miss
like
it
it.
because I grew up with a pool. I miss it, but,
I
yeah,
think you
no.
should make it a point this summer to go in the pool. This
Well,
upcoming summer.
if I lose 30 pounds, I will go in a
Well,
pool.
you got time to work towards it. You do.
I do, and I can do that by summer, and I will, damn it. All of you hold me accountable to
There you
that.
go. We're all gonna hold her accountable. I think
Yeah,
you want to start putting on the side like a tracker on the side of the show, so we know how close you are to getting back in the pool. Because
yeah.
the going to the pool is one of the great experiences of the summertime. You
How
got to
many
get that
workouts
caffeine
did
going.
Stacy do today? How long did
Yeah,
Stacy go on the bike?
get a Locked On Yankees Peloton group.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're all on Peloton, I'm on Peloton. I'm at SR Gotts if you wanna follow me there, so
There you go.
you can hold me accountable and be like, "Well, I haven't seen you do anything in 3 days. Get your butt on the bike."
Yeah,
Yeah.
use Fan Mail Friday to make Stacy go after it on the bike.
Yeah. Speaking of, tomorrow's Fan Mail Friday, get those questions in and, ask us whatever you want and try to limit the Juan Soto questions. I'm just saying, we can only answer so much about Juan Soto,
And we'll
honestly.
answer more of it. We will be talking about
Ask
him,
us
I'm sure,
about some
plenty
of the
more.
prospects and make us have to look up information about the younger kids in the lower levels, because that'll be fun. I know enough about some of them that I can answer some things, but yeah, ask us about prospects, ask us about general baseball stuff, but try to limit the Juan Soto stuff. I'm just saying
Make it fun.
it's a lot. But thank you. for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving and you're stuffing your faces and all your food is really good. For your second listen, find Locked On MLB. Baseball guru Sully brings you a daily blend of baseball and humor. It keeps you updated on every rumor and story throughout the offseason. You can find Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that will do it for this Thanksgiving edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.